right, and good afternoon, everybody. SpenVentures here. We are here live at Dinosaur World here in Plant City, Florida, just outside of Mango, Florida, and Tampa. Still in the Tampa area. We have not crossed over into the next county, but I wanted to come out here because today they are doing yesterday started their Oktoberfest Spooktacular here at Dinosaur World, and they have today they have live snakes, alligators, lizards, and spiders that you can pet or hold and touch here, along with, of course, the dinosaur exhibits inside of this building over here. Not with the Triceratops. But I am here with my good friend the Triceratops, a dinosaur older than me. So we are going to head on in and we will see some of, along with his friends, and a bunch of other dinosaurs that lived long ago. I did a video here last year or a couple years ago. I forget when it was, but it was like Labor Day weekend, and I was here, and did a video full tour of the dinosaur exhibits. And so we're back here because the start of their Halloween season is now. So welcome to Dinosaur World. Let's head inside. All right, so right away they have really decked out these with these props and decorations. Scene one, Nita and Danielle. For some reason they got spiders crawling all over the Brontosaurus. I mean, this is crazy. And this is amazing. There we go. Now we can look at all these props and all of the decorations that they have here with in front of the Brontosaurus here. Of course, he's really tall. You won't be able to see me in the picture if I show you all the way up to his head, because he has a very long neck with the Brontosaurus. And of course, as we step in front here, we have the Acrocanosaurus. However you say that name, it took me a while to say that. But this is him. He's, of course, got the spinal on the back for his protection of armor. And right here is the sign for this event. We've decorated Dinosaur World style. Includes daily. It's the Scarosaurus Spooktacular is the name of the event for the Halloween season. And instead of cowboys, they have the let's see. Yeah, they have skeletons, and instead of horses, they have dinosaurs. They're riding on top. Skeletons are riding on top of dinosaurs, as you can see here. And we got some inflatables ahead of me here. But behind this guy riding around on a dinosaur, cowboy. Riding the cowboy. The eyeballs are spinning. All the...
Where's the train? Oh, Mama, home!
What the inflatable witch is, of course, from here. Oh, here we go. And it looks like we got some Brontosauruses behind the tree, and it looks like some pirates behind the Brontosaurus. We have some pirates that look into a pyramid, and you can see them. We'll walk closer to them. There we go. They got pirates. They got pirates in the shape of a pyramid. and the Brontosaurus. And of course, the two Brontosaurus. Marlene and Pierre, this is that scene where they have mini golf. They just have mini golf in the lawn. And of course, we'll continue to walk through. And I love the atmosphere here from Dinosaur World. Like I said, I was here last year and toured. It's a really big park, and it's very reasonable in pricing. Also, it's just very, I want to say not interactive because they don't move, but you can learn a lot about the different types of dinosaurs that roamed the earth back long time ago. Just like this one. Euoplocephalus. There he is. Of course, he's got the armor. This one was heavily armored on the upper part of its body, with the spine, from the nose to the tail. Bony plates and rows of horny spikes. Its snout ended in a beak, and its tail had a bony club on the end. It was vulnerable only on its soft underbelly. Like the other armored dinosaurs, it ate plants, walked on all four stout legs. Fossils have been found at several North American sites. The Euoplocephalus. That's the name of that dinosaur. Cool. Now we're rolling in. And of course, as we walk along here, most of the stuff is up at the front, but we are going to go ahead and walk the path of the dinosaurs. And we won't stop at each one because it would be a very long video. But we are going to stop at certain ones that I feel need some attention. And so we are going to continue on. We have a lake or a ream down here with dinosaur bones found at the bottom of Rock Hill. So let's keep moving until we find our next dinosaur. But I do like this shaded area. It definitely keeps you out of the Florida heat and the Florida sun for a brief amount of time. Of course, we have some other props. Looks like a cemetery ahead here. This is scene 3 of Sabrina. Spiders and a chain lock. And there we go. You can kind of see between the woods there is a train, a dinosaur train, going through the park. And of course over here are these raptors. I've seen these at Universal at Jurassic Park. The Dilophosaurus. Look at those. The Dilophosaurus means double-crested lizard. It actually had a frill or fat venom. This depiction is a Hollywood version of the Dilophosaurus. It was a speedy and slender meat eater that walked on 2 legs, weighed about 1,000 pounds, and was about 20 feet long. They have moved in packs, so they moved in groups. This dinosaur that is behind me moved in groups or packs to protect itself from predators. It was it was also meat eater. So this is the map of Dinosaur World. As you can see, it's a very large attraction and campground. You are here. Okay, so we are actually in front of the giants of the Ice Age. We're also heading towards the big exhibits. We're gonna continue on and walk around this way, and we can just walk around the hall, and then we will backtrack out to the front. So this dinosaur here is a Mosasaurus. It's not a dinosaur, but the first of its kind found, and is known only from a huge head with enormous long jaws filled with sharp teeth. The giant marine lizard is estimated to have been 26 to 30 feet long, found in Holland, the country of Holland, and was one of the very first mosaic fossils ever discovered. The Mosasaurus. So it's not a dinosaur. It's some type of lizard. You can see it has, as you can see, it has the flippers, looks like flippers for swimming, and I hear a train coming. Oh, there's the train. That's cool. Let me move out of the way from the train.
I think that's the train.
And so we have the Allosaurus, not a dinosaur, but a long-necked marine plesiosaur. About a half of its length was its head and neck. The neck had 76 vertebrae. Allosaurus was not built for speed. It moved slowly through the late Cretaceous oceans, propelled by narrow paddle-like flippers. Fossils of these fish eaters have been found in North America. That's him as well. So both of them. Oh, that one might have been. That's the lizard there. That's what that plaque was. Okay. And then this is what it's talking about with this big old blue dinosaur. But not quite. Well, it looks like these dinosaurs took down a much larger dinosaur of its kind. The Dinosaurs. The Dinosaurs. Meat eater. This meat eater moved rapidly on its hind legs, hunting in groups. It was about 10 to 12 feet long, described in 1960. It is known for several skeletons found in North America. It had strong hands on its forelegs, and each hind foot had 3 toes, one of which had an enlarged claw with which it attacked its prey. Many scientists believe that it might have been the most deadly hunter, as well as most smartest of all the dinosaurs. Well, in fact, if you can take down a much larger dinosaur than you, I would say that's pretty smart. It uses strategy. So this is the iguanodon, the one that is always mentioned in Animal Kingdom with the Jurassic Park ride. This is a plant-eating dinosaur. It usually walked on its hind legs, 3 toes on each foot, 5-fingered hands, just like mine, and unique spike-like thumbs that grew at right angles to the other 4 fingers. The iguanodon remains have been found on every continent except Antarctica. It was the second dinosaur named, perhaps first ever found. Remains are often found in large groups, suggesting that these animals traveled in herds or packs. Either wording is correct. So we're gonna not zip through, but shorten the length of this video. I'm gonna take a lot more pictures, especially when we get to go and pet and hold some of the animals up front, because I saw they were doing that by one of the exhibits. And so we're going to go ahead and head towards the front again, and then we'll make our way back through the rest of the park. So I was able to hold the lizard, and the guy was saying that its tongue, they stick its tongue out to warn off predators, and also to sense of smell, because their nose is so small. They use their sense of smell. This lizard uses its sense of smell through its tongue. And it's quite fascinating because it also warns off predators to say, hey, I don't taste very good. I'm nasty. So don't eat me. I don't taste very good. And so very cool. It's very similar feel to like a snake. A very scale. It's got scaly body, and it's just there, and it's more supportive. But I think it's mostly like bugs, and it eats plants and bugs mostly, and small insects. So it's gonna be it was very cool to get to hold him for a moment, and of course the alligator and the snake are probably the most popular of the reptiles. And so I'm gonna wait for a little bit and see the alligator. So I'm definitely gonna hold the alligator again. My name's Python.
Ball python.
Ball python. Ball python. Ball python. There's a difference there, because my sister actually used to have a boa. There it is. So the boa constrictor python.
Hold them, or do you want to throw around the back?
Yeah, go ahead and hold it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Take a look at her. You got a boa. A little bit heavyweight, but that's alright. Very normal. This is quite normal. See, she's going up my arm here. There we go. Of course, my sister used to have a boa constrictor a long time ago, and I would actually love to watch it eat mice. That's what these eat. They eat mice. Mice, rats.
Most of their meals are going to include rodents, mice, even out in the wild.
Yes.
She's fully grown, so she might be able to actually occasionally eat eggs or small birds if she gets lucky.
Wow. So she is fully grown?
She is pretty much fully grown. The max size she can get is 6 feet, but most of the time, girls are going to try to be around 5 or so feet.
Okay. There we go. And so that's how. Okay. And so what else do they just hunt there? And I know they use their tongue for
their tongue is for smelling. They have the little heat pits. That's what you can see right there at the top of that, like right there. Those little pits.
Yeah.
Those sense heat, so if they're like searching around smelling something, they can actually like feel the warmth from them. That's it. They're mostly going to be ambush predators, so they're going to lie in wait, and then once something immediately comes out, strike at it. And due to the fact that they are constricted.
Alright, so enough of the snake business. Let's get on back into the Jurassic Park, Dinosaur World Park. And we're going to go check out the bigger dinosaurs. Ones that lived during the Ice Age. I'm talking about movie Ice Age with Manny the Mammoth and Sid the Sloth. So, let's go ahead and go check out the mammoths and sloths and saber-toothed tigers. Alright, so welcome to the Ice Age. Mammoths and men. Mammoths and men. Woolly mammoths lived after the dinosaurs became extinct. People existed during the time of the mammoths. Cave paintings of the woolly mammoth have been found in France and Spain, proving that man and mammoth existed on Earth at the same time. Here we go. Early humans used mammoth bones for tools to create art. Mammoths were also hunted by man for food, for their fur, especially during the winter months. And behind me here is the mammoth himself. This is Manny. Manny the Mammoth. Now, Manny the Mammoth, of course, in the Disney movie Ice Age, and what is a woolly mammoth? Very much like an elephant, covered in fur. It's self-explanatory. Mammoths are extinct elephant-like animals that were adapted to cold weather. These herbivores, they were plant eaters, long, dense hair and underfur large eaters, but much smaller than modern-day elephants. A long snout and long tusks, like this. Reminds me of Manny from Ice Age. Both the males and females had tusks. These tusks were really incisor teeth. So where do they live?
I'm glad I finally found sharks.
Mammoths lived in the tundras of Asia, Europe, and North America. They are closely related to modern-day Indian elephants. The extinction of the mammoths is a relatively new event. Unlike dinosaurs who disappeared from the earth millions of years ago, isolated populations of mammoths survived on Wrangel Island until 4,000 years ago and on St. Paul Island until 6,400 years ago. So they lived in the tundras of Asia, Europe, and North America. The mammoth. The mammoths. So you can tell, you're probably wondering, how big were the mammoths? Mammoths were ranged in size about 9 feet tall to over 15 feet tall. Most mammoths weighed around 9 tons, but in some cases, large male mammoths could have weighed in at 13 tons. The largest mammoth tusk ever found was over 16 feet long, weighed 208 pounds. Wow. So how'd they adapt to the cold during the Ice Age? Mammoths had a number of adaptations to the cold. Most famously, the thick layer of shaggy hair, up to 20 and 50 centimeters long, for which the woolly mammoth is named. Mammoth skin was no thicker than that of present-day elephants, but unlike elephants, they had numerous sebaceous glands in their skin, which seep greasy fat into their hair, improving its insuling qualities. So it's like an insulation. So their hair is like insulation. And their teeth were also adapted to their diet, of course, tundra grasses with more plates and a higher crown than their southern relatives. So most mammoths lived in the north, while their relatives lived in the south region. There we go. So their tusks were about 16 feet in length, which were marked curved to a much greater extent than those of elephants. And it's not clear whether the tusks were a specific adaptation to their environment, but it has been suggested that mammoths may have used their tusks as shovels to clear snow from the ground and reach vegetation below. So mammoths were vegetarians. Of course, learning a lot about the mammoths is really fascinating because they lived over 4,000 years ago. And they just recently became extinct at that point in time, but using their larger tusks to shovel snow, as you can see with the curve in the shape of the mammoth, of the tusks, mammoth tusk, it looks like a shovel, like you'd be able to shovel snow, or gravel, or, well, construction, that's what we call here in Florida, because we don't have snow here in Florida. And so we call it construction. But nevertheless, interesting fact about the Ice Age and the mammoths that walked the earth during the Ice Age. Looks like these guys, these skeletons are trying to get him to calm down. With this Spinosaurus, you can see some of the skeletons and some hanging from wires. Of course, you got the spiders. The Spinosaurus. And of course, over here, got your own Triceratops. Triceratops, very, one of the very famous of the dinosaurs of its time. It's the largest and heaviest of the Cretaceans. It had smooth, solid frill, a short, thick nose horn, and two enormous forward curved brown horns. Triceratops was very last of the horned dinosaurs to develop, and one of the last of the dinosaurs become extinct. It had no real enemies. It was an aggressive animal and was well protected by its horns, frill, and tough leathery skin. Large numbers of Triceratops must have roamed the western North America because several whole skeletons have been found in Montana, Wyoming, and even in Canada of Alberta, Canada. Triceratops. So, just helped, of course, the American alligator. And his name is Willie Bite. But the American alligator is very popular here in Florida. It is the state reptile of Florida, and or the state animal. I don't know if it's state animal or state reptile, but it's common here in Florida because of the swamplands and the Everglades down in the south, and that's where most of the alligators live, other than the University of Florida in Gainesville. They also have some alligators, actually live alligators on campus at the University of Florida. And so, but the American alligator, of course, 2 years old. This one was 2 years old, and very heavy and all muscle. That's all muscle, so that would be extremely heavy once it got bigger. And it's still growing. And of course, they take their mouth shut due to safety reasons because it will take a finger off completely. And so, we don't want that. But got to hold him, and he was a little bit heavy for his size, even at 2 years old. Even a 2-year-old kid's not that heavy. That weighs more than the kid. And so, anyway. Anyway, got to hold him, and I got pictures. Of course, it'd be on my Facebook page. And so, most likely Instagram. But anyway, so we are. Whoa, it's wild.
You're gonna hold them firm, but you don't got a death roll.
Or it'll be a death roll. Like, I don't like him. Alright, so in here, of course, this is Triceratops. We looked at one outside, but this is because it's air conditioning. I can see some more in depth of what the skeleton of a Triceratops is. It's most well-known dinosaurs. Triceratops just says the same thing. May fought amongst themselves. Some even have preserved bite marks from Tyrannosaurus present. Leonard and Arlene Zerbst discovered a portion of Triceratops' skull in the hillside on their ranch in 1997 and named it Kelsey. There's a map of what their quest had looked like. This is a Picephallosaurus. This bipedal plant-eating dinosaur had an exceptionally thick skull roof, which many researchers developed over time into thicker, more pronounced features. The animal grew into adulthood. Various theories suggest these cranial features were used for defense, display, and intra-specific competition. Mike Tribal discovered the most complete individual Picephalosaur with nearly 50% of its bones intact in the Hell Creek Formation of South Dakota in 1994 and named it Sandy. State lines did not exist at the time this dinosaur was living, and it's safe to infer this dinosaur populated the same area as the Xerpes trackway. Well, that skeleton's having a bad day. About to get stepped on by this thing. This big old dinosaur, the Brontosaurus. And, although these skeletons are having a nice day here. Looks like they're having a nice old picnic outside of the, dinosaur museum. And one of them looks asleep. Either that or he ate too much cake. Alright, so thank you all for joining me here on this SpenVenture. A short SpenVenture today, not real big. We did miss a lot of, we missed a whole section, but because we're on crunch time. And really, I just want today to be my day of rest, even though I did rest up yesterday. But I was up late last night because of the Ohio State Notre Dame game. Ohio State won on basically a walk-off touchdown, and 17-14, and so I didn't get to sleep till this morning at 1 a.m. So I was definitely tired, and so, but anyway, great exhibit. I like Dinosaur World. It's very interactive, and able to see some of the dinosaurs in the back with the whole dinosaur park, and of course with my friend here, the Triceratops, welcoming us into the double doors behind me, into the museum, and then into the dinosaur park that's in the back. But overall, great time, and the Spooktacular started up yesterday, and they brought in some animals from Gatorland. That I got to hold an alligator, a snake, and then and the bearded dragon, which was able to see. I didn't get a photo of the bearded dragon, but I did get the snake and the alligator as I was holding them. And so, thank you all for joining me here on this SpenVenture. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel at SpenVentures. I'll put a link in the description. Also, I'll put a link in the description for Dino World, for their website, as you can see, and all the prices and passes you can get to come here. And I mean, it's a reasonable price, but it's really, I'd say it's not a, if you're on a tight budget, don't come. But if you're able to, definitely come out, especially with the kids. Very interactive, and now they have a actual train ride you can ride around the park. And so that was cool. They didn't have that last year when I was here. And so, but right here with the Triceratops, my friend here, Terry, the Triceratops, I'm naming him Terry. And we will see you all on the next SpenVenture.